Dual amp and cab presets are the only way to get that worship sound. That's the message I get if I'm reading into what preset makers are doing with every stereo-capable modeler. And there's that magic word that seems to guarantee good tones: stereo. 2 amps, 2 cabs, pan left and right, stereo delays and reverbs. While I think that there are benefits to having stereo setups, I think we shouldn't be knocking single amp setups either. And I'll share 3 reasons why. Just to make sure we're all on the same page and for absolute clarity, here is the preset in all its glory on my Helix. It's based off the divided dual amp, which I've not played with before. It's quite interesting. It's got that Vox chime, but it also has that characteristic Fender depth. I'm not sure what the divided duo is based on, but it does have that chimey P&W thing that we all love. One single amplifier, but through a dual cab, which has the speakers panned to left and right. So everything in this preset from path 1 all the way to the middle here, it's all in mono and it only breaks out the stereo from the cab onwards. So the stereo chorus, stereo delay, and stereo reverbs. Sounds like this clean. It's quite heavily compressed, which I don't typically do, but with P&W and having the modern kind of sound, I thought I should try and tweak in the direction of something that everyone plays with. Some special mentions in this patch. I have a polycable queued up here, which is set to -2, but you can set it to anywhere you want it to. It does sound better down-tuned than up-tuned though, so I do have this at -2 at the moment because sometimes my worship leaders sing in F major and I'd rather not capo up to play in E, I'd rather capo down play G. The additional challenge is that I'm the only guitar player on the team. Sometimes I don't have a bass player, so having those low notes on the G really helps that sound. One thing that happens with downtuning is that you have a problem of the EQ being too dark. To counter this, I added a Kelly Q graphic block after this. I boosted the mids and the high mids just so that I can get more clarity out of the patch. Again. Second noteworthy thing is that I have a parallel dry path where the dry is just being compressed and the wet has drives and a trem and this is the retro reel, which is my vibe sound. Last but not least, on the path 2, I have this wired such that I can record the IEM station. I have this set to return 1, 2 as the input, meaning that I plug in a stereo Y cable where the terminates with dual TS. So I go from the IEM station into the Helix and I process this to USB 3.4 so that on the DAW side, as long as I see the input USB 3.4 and I wire this correctly, I can record the IEM station separately for my guitar. Stereo amps can sound massive and immersive, but they suffer from significant drawbacks. Firstly, the biggest waste of time in tweaking a stereo amps preset is balancing the perceived volume of the left and right amp signal paths. If you choose amps that react to gain differently, they'll change their perceived volumes when you kick in overdrive. This problem is eliminated when you only have one amp in the chain. There is no need to balance left and right amp signal paths. I need that big stereo sound, I hear you say. No problem. On the cab block, tweak 2 different but complementary cabs, have them pan hard left and right, and make sure you use a stereo delay and reverb post amp. You'll be surprised at how big that can sound. Secondly, dual amp and cap presets take up significant DSP resources, often needing complex signal paths that involve split and merge points across both path 1 and path 2. With a single amp, you have more freedom of DSP usage. I was able to free up path 1 so that I could introduce a parallel dry compressed path which I can blend in. This is useful for preserving the body and attack of the guitar when heavy modulation effects are used, like this vibe snapshot. Thirdly, when dual amp and cap presets max out signal path routing, you can't use the Helix for other practical applications. Your Helix is so much more than just a tone machine. It's also a very capable multi-channel USB recording interface. All the audio you've heard in today's video was recorded on 2 tracks with the Helix. Track 1 is a direct USB 1.2 recording of the preset, and track 2 is a band-only IEM mix from the IEM station using a headphone to dual TSY cable to connect to the return 1.2 stereo pair. In the past, I had to make a calculated risk that the blended audio of the IEM mix was okay in post. Now, I can mix the guitar separately from the IEM feed, which makes for a much cleaner post-production process. If you would like this preset, I'm including it as an update in my signature pack that you can find on my Buy Me a Coffee page. It will come ready with the exact effects used in this video, as well as being recording capable. I'll also include an affiliate link to the Y cable that I used so that you can get this exact recording setup. And that's me. How about you? Are you a stereo amp and cap purist? Do you have difficulties with stereo amps and caps? Did I miss any benefits of single amp presets? Let me know in the comments and check out my previous video where I go into the benefits of a mono setup, which is one step beyond just a single amp preset. See you there.